Hi everyone, I'm Ryan. Welcome to Math with RG. Thank you so much for being here. Today, we're going to look at literal equations for Algebra 1. Okay, before we dive into it, as I always say, make sure that when you're working, you read the question out loud as you're writing it down. This activates all the senses, right? The eyes, the ears, the mouth, all the muscle memory in your hand and mouth. It really, really helps you build retainment, learn it more efficiently, and you begin to check your work more efficiently as you're doing it. Now, if you're taking a test, of course, just say it in your mind because you can't speak out loud. But I promise you, saying it in your mind or saying it out loud is much better than just looking at it. All right, you read the question twice, and at the very end, when you get your answer, you read the question again, just to make sure that your answer matches up with what they asked of you. And you can just ask yourself, does this make sense logically? All right, let's dive into it. Here we go. Thank you so much for being here. Let's do it. So we're going to do the even numbers. We're going to start with number 72. So literal equations. Solve each equation or formula for the variable indicated. So what they're doing here is they're giving you equations with a bunch of variables. So we're not going to get, like y equals 5. Like we're not going to get something like that. But they want us to practice isolating a variable with a bunch of other things going on. So really, you just have to go right back to your algebra basics, right? And you just ask yourself, what is happening to the variable? And then I will do the opposite to get everything around it away from it. So here we go. We have number 72. We have P equals 2L plus 2W, and then we're solving for 4L. Okay, so again, we have P equals 2L plus 2W, and we're solving for L. Now, I always like to point out actually what formula this is. Excuse me. They love to pull out different geometry formulas and stuff for stuff like this. So this is the perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. All right, so we have to isolate L, the length. Here we go. First, I'm going to notice that there's a 2 times L, so eventually I'm going to have to divide by 2. But first, there's a plus 2W, so I need to get rid of that. So minus 2W, minus 2W, that cancels out. We now have P minus 2W equals 2L. Okay, remember, for algebra, we have to balance. We have to do both sides of the equal sign. Okay, so up next, we just have to isolate the L still, and it says 2 times L. So we're just going to do the opposite of that, which is divide by 2, divide by 2. Now, notice that on my left side here, I have P minus W, all of that divided by 2. So I can't just divide the P or the 2W, I have to divide all of it, because again, if I didn't, it would not be balanced. So now I have P minus 2W over 2, and that's equal to L. That's what they wanted. So this is our final answer. All right, let's dive into the next one. Please excuse me today. I've got a lingering cough. It's been like 4 weeks now. All right, here we go. Number 74. We have 14W plus 15X equals Y minus 21W, and we're solving for W. Okay, so once again, we have to combine all like terms and then isolate the W. So I notice right now that I've got a 14W and then I've got a negative 21w on the other side of the equation. Now, I want to get all the w's together, and then I want to get the w by itself. So let's see, what's the best option for this? You know what, I'm going to dive into adding the 21w. I could have subtracted the 14w, doesn't really matter. I just try to tend to avoid negatives if I can. All right, so that cancels out. So now we have 35w plus 15x equals y. Okay, excuse me, so now we're going to subtract the 15x on both sides. Because remember, I want to isolate the w. There's a plus 15x, so I got to move it to the other side. So we've got 35w equals y minus 15x. And now we're almost alone here. We have 35 times w. So I divide by 35 on both sides. Cancels out. W equals y minus 15x over 35. I've now isolated the w, so I've done what they asked. We're good. Let's move on to the next problem. All right, now even though this is an odd number, I'm going to do this bonus problem here. I think it's important because it's a geometry formula, so we might as well do a formula. So we have the formula for the area of a trapezoid, which is area equals 1/2 times the h, right, which is the height, plus times a plus b, the quantity of a plus b. Now that are the two different bases, so it's really base 1 and base 2. So once again, area equals 1/2 times the height times the quantity or the sum of a plus b, where h represents the height and a and b represent the lengths of the bases. Solve for h. Okay, so let's do that. Here we go. Area equals 1/2 times h times the sum of a plus b. Solve for h. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, notice how this is all multiplication. It says 1/2 times h times this parenthesis. I know in the parenthesis there's a plus sign, but I'm just talking about times the parenthesis. So in order for me to get h by itself, again, I got to get everything away from it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this step by step so you can really see it clearly. It says 1/2 h. I'm going to multiply by 2, because if I do 1/2 times 2, that'll cancel it out. That's the opposite. It's like dividing by 1/2 is the same as multiplying by 2, because the rule is multiply by the reciprocal or keep, change, flip, right? So 1/2, if I flip it, becomes 2 over 1. Okay, so if I do a times 2 right here and a times 2 right here, I get 2 capital A equals, this cancels with that, h times the parenthesis of a plus b. Okay, so now I need to still get the h by itself, and since it's being multiplied by a parenthesis quantity sum, I can just divide by that entire thing, a plus b. That'll cancel out. Divide this by a plus b. So now we have 2 times capital A over lowercase a plus b is equal to h. They asked for solving for h. I got h by itself, so I did it. Great job on finishing today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, tell your friends and family. And if you want to dive deeper into chapter test work, you can check out my Skool platform, skool.com. The link will be in the bio below. And if you want more information on one-on-one tutoring, you can check out my website, rgtutors.com. Thank you again, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye for now.